Caravan industry expert. Welcome to my channel. Hi and welcome to the channel. Andy Jenkinson, the Caravan industry expert, or should we call that the Andy Jenkinson Caravan industry guru? Now there's a thought. Right, so what am I looking at today? Well, I'm looking at a 2022 model GoPod. Now I looked at one 12 months ago, the Platinum, and this is another one, and what the difference is that the wood finish is different, slightly different upholstery. Also now you can have a small oven fitted in with grill, and basically it's just a refreshing look at this cracking little tourer. Now I've been involved with GoPods since 2005. I did their brochure for them and for a couple of years, and also for the going range of caravans, which are also made by the same company but were more of a conventional tourer. But anyway, so I know I've got a lot of history with GoPods, and to be quite honest, I always knew they were quite a nice little niche success, but they've really become very successful. In fact, at the moment I'm at Redline Caravan Centre just outside of Southport, who are main distributors for the goings, and I should say the GoPods, and they're really struggling to keep up with demand. I think at the moment they're virtually sold out till October this year, until the next allocation comes through. And I'm not surprised, because these are really popular for people who are maybe on their own, widowed or divorced or whatever, or a couple who just want something where they can come back to and have some reasonably decent comfort standards, but not have to tow a big caravan around, especially with the fuel prices as they are at the moment. And of course that means that the GoPods will probably do quite well over the next 12 months. So let's have another look around and see what we think. And yeah, it's just really like seeing an old friend with the GoPod. Anyway, let's have a little trek about. Right, now this van is actually got a customer's name against it, so we won't meddle around too much. We're just here to have a quick look. Now what they've done is they've got this nice Dometic sink stroke combined burner here in the kitchen, because it's a little side kitchen, and you can also notice there's a good bit of storage in here still. Oh. And also this has got a plug socket in here. You can't see it just from it, but a microwave is going to be fitted into there. So what I can think, so the salesman said, there's another little handy cupboard underneath, and of course you have this nice little shelf here on the top for putting bits and pieces. And because actually this sort of reminds me of a camper van, but on two wheels, and a lot less money. Now, that's it. This is a real smart little domestic setup, and if you want some more worktop, you've got the folder there. I quite like the way they finished this off, and it feels a little bit better finished than previous years. Anyway, so that's your main kitchen, and of course it has a fridge, and it's only got this small fridge here, of course, but I think this can be upgraded too. So you can, I think you can have a slightly upgraded fridge on that, if I'm not mistaken. If that happens, probably that lower cupboard may have to go. But you've got some storage worktop here. There's a bit of, still got a bit of protective film on there. You've got your curtains, which I'm quite surprised I'm still putting curtains in. And also, you've got your blinds, and of course your fly screen. Don't want to break that. And up here, of course, you've got your control panel. This has got whale blown heating in it, and also you've got here USB points and 12-volt charger and TV aerial socket. Because what I'm going to show you now, in the wardrobe here, is the electrics box, but also a Vision Plus, so a little portable area which you can put a rubber socket on, and it sticks onto the side of the van. Right, I don't know how effective those are. Never used one, never tried one. But you've got a bit more storage here on the top too, and this little shelf runs along. You've got to remember, you're going to be travelling pretty light with the going, or should I keep saying, the Go Pod. And of course, if you remember off the last video, it also comes with a loo, which is stored just there. Okay, let's go to that front lounge. Right, now the front lounge here, I think is pretty good. It's quite spacious for two people. There's this little table here, of course, which is a little fireman table, which will move around should you want to change it a little bit. Oops, he says. I'm trying to do it with one hand and hold the camera at the same time. You've got some quite nice little patterned cushions. They're not the thickest, I'll grant you, but they're still comfortable enough. I've sat on them before and having a quick sandwich, and yeah, I don't see a problem with them at all. Now above you get a front storage shelf there, and you also get these cracking spot lamps as too. Very handy. And there's one obviously on the other side, and they move around so you can get any handle you're after. And for more storage, of course, you've got the seat covers here lift up, and still they keep with the plywood tops. They put, you know, it looks a little bit better with that grain, and you've got more storage here too underneath. And there's a flap there that helps to make this into a double bed, and this makes it into a really decent size double bed. I'll just put that down. And there's also a storage under the storage here. You can also have a little bit as an access flap, and of course there's the controls here for the whale. Now, there's a main socket. I think I'd like to send those controls maybe put up on here, to be quite honest, where they've been more easily accessible. But maybe, because I think once you've got that bed made up, it's going to be hard. So I think up here would have been better to control. And of course, for your extra headroom, you've got your pop top here that pops up easily enough, and for your ventilation, there you go. And it also gives you a bit more light too. Well, there you go. So this is really, really compact. I'm going to have a quick look at that front end as well again, and the nose section. I'll just move this table. Now, I've just been lifting this up, and there's the slats here for the bed, where I used to use a table and a piece of wood at one time. There's the heater over on this far side, and on this other side, again, there's some more storage. Oops. Put that back. Now the slats don't slide out the easiest, but maybe the newness of it all is the key to that one. The backrests aren't overly thick, but again, they're not bad. And of course, all the windows open, so I've plenty of ventilation through. Oops, I've not put that cushion back proper. Put it back again in a minute. But do you know what? This is a cracking little van. I'm going to put the prices after the model it is. I think this is the Platinum. I can't remember now when he said, but I'll put that up at the end. And also, what's a bit unusual is you get these little side vents as well here at the side. So, yeah, it's a compact little tourer. As I said, ideal for 2 people. Anyway, let's have our quick summary. Whew. Right, the sun's out here at Southport. It's come out really lovely. It was a bit wet this morning. But it's really ideal weather for going out with your GoPod. So, what do I think? Well, let's move that table a little bit more out of the way, maybe. It might be on shot. This still, I think, is a great little van, and I'm surprised that nobody has tried to actually copy it, because they've got it for themselves of GoPod. And it's a great little design. What I would like to see probably is it tweaking up a little bit more now. It'd be good to see a few extra little bits doing to it. And interestingly, wouldn't it be good to see this in a slightly longer shell too, to make it maybe a more of a proper 2-berth in respect. You could add a bit of extra length on it to put a small put a small washroom in, and still have the pop top on, a bit like if I said a poor man's Ariba, that doesn't sound probably very good, but it's something similar on that and those sort of lines. Now, again, GoPods have evolved since 2005. There's been no major changes. There's been lots of cosmetic ones over the years, and again, it's the same for 2022. And I would think for 2023 you won't notice a right lot of difference. The whole thing is quite well made. It's quite well finished off. And also, I do like these little sort of lights at the back. They are quite good, and if you are you could sort of lie back here and read him in bed. Both you and your partner. You can use them as 2 single beds, but I think most people are going to use this as a double. The lighting as well, there's 2 LED lights just above the lounge here too, so the lighting is really, really very good. And there's also a thing, as far as I'm aware of, now we do strip light over the kitchen area. As I say, it's got the whale heating system in, which is fine. It'll keep this tourer as nice and warm on the coldest of evenings. And also, don't forget, if you want more space, you can actually get an awning that goes on the back of this, and that does obviously make a lot of difference. Now, I've spoken to several GoPod owners on site over the years, and they love them. They really do. And you'll find a lot of people tow them with all sorts of vehicles, whether it's a Suzuki Vitara or even a normal sort of run-of-the-moon hatchback. They are towable by just about every car there is available, and that will have a big appeal to those people who want to tow economically. It's aerodynamically designed, of course. So you've got very little, how can I put it, wind surface at the front here. And what you have got is going to smooth round. And I think the GoPod still looks to me a very good value for money micro tourer, because I call this definitely a micro tourer. And I suppose the thing is, would I have one if I was in a position, maybe if I was on my own? I could be very tempted to one of these. It'd be very handy just to stick in my garage. And that's a good thing about this. You can put these in a modern house garage, because we all know they're very small, and this could go in there quite easy. So you could unload it when it's raining outside, load it when it's raining, and hitch up and be away. And that's great. It's got, say, full electrics on there, charger, etc. So consequently, it's a great little tourer for two people. And you can upgrade it as well. You can add upgrades to these as well. So it's really good. Yeah, I think the GoPod still, to me, does strike a note of being still a very good little tourer for the cash. And on that note, I shall leave you. And again, as I'll always say, please keep subscribing. Please put the thumbs up. And also, great that the actual viewings have gone up through the roof this last couple of weeks, which is great, and I want that more and more and more. So please keep watching, and please keep looking for new content on the channel, whether it's classic caravans, motorhomes, static caravans now and again, and also the odd car review as well. There will be another car review coming up, but it won't be now for another month or two. But I'll hold back on that and tell you what that's going to be after, when it comes near the time. Anyway, as I say, from sunny Southport, I'll bid you farewell. And thank you, as ever, for watching my videos. Keep smiling.